G'day, Ben here. How you going? Great to be seeing you here in the group. We are live. All right, we're going to talk today about the five-step process that I developed over many years of helping people write a marketing plan. I think a lot of people struggle with marketing, and it's no wonder it is a little bit overwhelming when it comes to what do you do when you want to market your business? What's the best process to go through? Well, I can tell you that knee-jerk reactions to things that you see, offers that you see, or one of the biggest mistakes I see people making is they just copy somebody else's campaign thinking that is going to work for them. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a five-step process that you can use to help you decide how you're going to market your business, who you're going to try and market to, what offers you're going to make, when to do you're going to do your marketing, and it should help you craft your marketing plan. Now, what I'll also do is I'm going to put a link down in the chat box. We've got a webinar coming up later on today where I'm going to do a real deep dive on the 5 steps. Plus, I'm going to show you a little formula that I learned about 20 years ago from another entrepreneur on how to increase your sales by 46% in not a very long time at all, and also how to increase your profitabilities by 61% using a simple mathematical formula. So I learned this from a fellow called Brad Sugars about 20 years ago. I'm going to share that with you during that webinar. G'day, Fred. Nice to have you here, buddy. So what are the 5 steps? Well, but the biggest mistake I think people make when I say to people, who is your ideal customer, or who are you trying to market to, generally they just say anybody with a pulse and a wallet. Well, that is a huge mistake when it comes to marketing. So the first step before you even start any marketing campaign is to actually identify who is your ideal client. Now, this can be a little bit difficult to do. It can be tough. And a lot of people do struggle with identifying an ideal customer. But the way to do it is to think about your current customers that you love. What is it about them that you love so much? So is it that they pay on time? Do they give you referrals? Are they easy to deal with? Do they, just pay your asking price without haggling? Are they good people that are fun to hang around? Is it, do you like the type of businesses they have? Do they have good teams, supports? Are they local? Are they in your geographic area? Are they, a certain age group? Do they, like fast cars? Who knows, right? So, as you go through identifying your ideal customer, that's where I always like to start is look at the ones that you've got right now that you love. And think about the ones that when they ring you, you press the red button, not the green button, right? So you don't want those people as your ideal customer. You want less of those and you want more of those where you're willing to press the green button. So that's the first step is you've got to say, well, who is it that I'm targeting? That will then lead you to the second step. Now, step two is much easier if you've done step one with some accuracy. Now, before I come to step two, a good exercise and a really good exercise is to use the POD formula, POD. The POD formula will help you identify who you help because the P in POD stands for problem. Okay, so work out all the problems that your product or service solves, and that'll help you identify who your ideal customer is because then you can say, well, who has that problem? The rest of that POD formula, the O is for obstacle and the D is for desired outcome. So we use that in marketing as well. I'll talk about that a little bit later when we come to the offer, crafting our offer. But that POD formula will help you work out what problem you solve. And I always say to people, if you know what problem you solve, then you can quickly identify who has that problem. So for example, maybe a problem you solve is getting people fit and healthy. So people that are unfit, you help them get fit because you're a fitness trainer. So then you can sort of quickly identify who's your ideal customer. Well, it's going to be somebody who's not fit, but has a desire to change. All right, so that's the first thing. The second thing then is where will I find them in their highest concentration? So once you've identified who they are, you can then say, well, where will I find them? So, for example, are they in Facebook groups? Are they in local clubs? Are they in a local establishment? Are they at the club? Are they in a hospital? Are they like if you're a I don't know, like a newborn baby photographer, where would your customers be in their highest concentration? Well, they'd probably be in mum's clubs or prenatal classes, or they'd be in hospitals. So it becomes really easy to identify where you should be targeting them. So, before you decide where you're going to go and market your business, I always say work out who it is because that makes the where much, much easier. So once you've done the who and you've worked out where they are in their highest concentration, the third step is to work out, well, what are you going to offer them? And so this is where I also like the POD formula. So the POD formula allows you to say, well, what is the problem that I solve? What is the obstacle that is stopping them from solving themselves? And what is the desired outcome? And so when I'm crafting my offer, I can go, well, what I need to offer is something that overcomes the hurdle and gives them the desired action with in an easier way than if they were to try it themselves. Now, this is the key to a successful business. You look at anything like Uber, for example. Uber is a classic example of a business that didn't do anything new. They just did something better than anybody else in the eye of the consumer. They said the problem is people want to get from A to B. The obstacle is they don't have a car. They're impatient. They want to know where their car is. They want tracking. They want all of these other obstacles as to why they didn't have a car or why they weren't where they wanted to be. Maybe they had too much to drink. And then the desired outcome was they wanted to be in place B, so get from A to B. And they wanted to do it in an affordable and in a cost-effective manner that was fun. And so they created a platform that overcome all of those things, and they had an amazing offer. So they knew who their target market was, they knew where you were, and they said you're on your phone. So they created an app, and they said, well, what are we going to offer? And that's what they offered. They offered an experience rather than just a bit of transport, right? So, if you think about your business, you can say to yourself, well, what are the problems that I solve? So once you've got that list of problems, and you should be writing at least 20, right? Problems that you solve. What are the problems that you solve? What are the desired outcomes? I always start with the P and then the D, and then I work out, okay, what's stopping people from achieving that on their own without my help? What's the obstacle? Because if I can help them overcome that obstacle, then I've got a fantastic offer. Okay, so who they are, where they are, and what am I going to offer? Now, the fourth one is why. Why are they going to buy from me over the competition? So as I craft my marketing plan, I also need to think about, well, what makes me different? Why would somebody choose me over buying from a competitor? And it can't be price, right? Price is price competition is not a game you want to play. It's a race to the bottom. It's a mugs game. It's the quickest way to go broke. So you want to be different, okay? And you can use POD again, point of difference, rather than problem, obstacle, desired outcome. But you want to work out what is your point of difference. What makes you, what separates you from everybody else, so you can take their eye off the price and put their focus on the benefits. Okay, really important. So, you need to have some sort of unique selling proposition. You need to have crafted that, and that's what you need to put in your marketing messages. This is what I do, and this is why I'm different. It could be a guarantee. It could be the speed at which you do something. It could be that you've got an exclusive item that you sell. It could be any of those things. So, when you craft your offer, that's what you want to be thinking about. The next thing then is, once you've done the offer, the final thing is to say, well, when and am I going to put when am I going to make this offer? Because timing is everything, right? So we've done the who are they, where are they in the highest concentration, what are we going to offer them, why are they going to buy from us, and then you can sort of say, when are we going to do this? And you can also then decide, where am I going to offer this? Where am I going to place this ad? So there's sort of the 5 stages. I think it's really important when you put a marketing plan together that you spend the time planning. Abraham Lincoln has a very famous saying that I love. He says, give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I'll spend the first 4 hours sharpening my axe. And so if you sit down and you craft that out and you go, well, who are my ideal customers? Where will I find them? What am I going to offer them? Why are they going to buy from me? And then when am I going to make this offer? Then and only then should you be choosing, well, what platform am I going to use, or where am I going to put this ad? Because that'll become really easy and obvious based on the answers to those other 5 things. So that's my 5-step process. Hopefully you found that helpful. Now, if you want a deeper dive where I go into more detail, then you can join me on today's webinar at 1 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So that's in an hour and 20 minutes from now. The webinar will be recorded as well. So we'll pop a link down into the chat box of the event registration page, so you can click on that and you can register for the webinar. Even if you can't make it live, I'll do my best to record it. I did forget last webinar last month that I did. It does happen from sometimes the recording doesn't work. So you're always better off if you can get there live, you can ask questions, you can be part of the group. However, I understand we're all busy. Plenty of things going on. So if you can't get there live, just register anyway. We'll do our best to send you through the replay link and you can watch the replay. If you're watching this live video after 1 p.m. today, well then of course you've missed out on the live webinar. So just make a comment down below and we'll send you the replay. Just comment in the comment box replay and we'll make sure we get that to you. All right, thanks very much. Take care and good luck with your marketing.